and I kept on forgetting to bring it up. That one interview you had where she did art therapy.
Yeah.
So I the last year I was kind of going through a little rough patch myself between with work and some other personal stuff and health issues going on. It just kind of took me for a loop. I
Yeah.
actually started doing woodworking and CNC work and doing that stuff, and so I do that stuff out of my
Yeah.
garage. Me and my buddy like start doing. He does metal work. And
Uh-huh.
so that's like my little, when I even need to get away from the Warriors or tribute, like all the responsibilities of that stuff, go in the garage and start cranking stuff out. So yeah, so I understand what you mean because it's something I can enjoy and kind of escape with. So I totally
Exactly.
understand what you mean.
Yeah, right on. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's the Spaniard keeping it tight, and I'm broadcasting from Red Zone, the Green Zone, and everywhere in between. Welcome to Friday. It is 10/4. It is October 4th. Welcome to the weekend. And today, as promised, I have a special guest. Today, we're going to be talking to Dan. He is from Tribute to the Troops and the Chicago Blackhawks Warriors. So welcome to the show, Dan Rayas.
I appreciate it.
All right, so Dan, tell us a little bit about what you do with the Tribute to the Troops.
So Tribute to the Troops started in Minnesota, and it started by a guy named Rocky Lynn. He is a country singer and he's also an Army veteran. And when everything was going on, and everybody probably can look back and remember, it was a daily thing. You heard about someone, losing a loved one overseas with Afghanistan and Iraq going, full tilt. So he wanted to try to give back to the Gold Star family. So he started a motorcycle group, and they would actually go to the family's houses and do a presentation, and just make sure that person knows that their loved one's not forgotten.
Nice.
Yeah, and when he was doing that, I was actually traveling to Walter Reed with a different organization, and we would go to different Army hospitals or military hospitals. So Walter Reed, Bethesda, which is Navy Hospital in Washington, D.C., and stuff around Chicago like Hines, and we would go room to room and deliver care packages because a lot of people found out that if you had severe burns or anything like that, the one bic razors we don't even like using, or the one razor blades, it's kind of hard when you're a burn victim to use, so stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And he came out and played the concert. He told us about it, so we went up there and visited, and after we saw what he did, we started the first chapter for Tribute to the Troops, and that was the Illinois chapter. I helped a gentleman named Skip Herman start it with Dave Miles, and they ran it for a while. I had a stint in the Army so I missed the 4 out of the 5 of its first years. And when I came back, Skip was kind of burnt out and needed a break and didn't tell me this, so he invited me to a board meeting, and then without me knowing, he volunteered me to start running the chapter.
Nice. Wow.
What I was getting myself into or what I was going to do, he just had faith in me, and it's been a ride ever since.
Man, so how long have you been? Well, so now what is your title with the Tribute to the Troops?
So I'm the president or director of the Illinois chapter.
Yeah, and how long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for about 3.5 years. I got back from the Army in January 2015, and it only took them a couple months to find a way to slip the job over to me.
Yeah. Wow, very good. Well, but have you noticed though, since now that you're back, why do you do it?
I mean, there's a couple reasons. I have some friends that were lost as well, and and I know some Gold Star families, and it's one of those things that I kind of felt that it needs to be done, and yeah, there might be someone else that can do it, or it might be someone else that will do it, but since I can, I can't really say no. I don't have it, I guess, in me. And it is rewarding. It can be very weighing at times because I mean, you just see the emotion of the families and preparing for these rides, and so we have one ride that's just one day, and then another annual ride that's 2 days long, and then I'll go to other chapters and do it there. So I mean, it can be taxing on you emotionally and physically, but you see, I always I can always go back to one family that really keyed into my mind, and I just remember the mother coming up and being like, I thought no one remembered him, and I'll never think that again. And after that, it was like, well, I guess I'm stuck doing this for the rest of my life. It's like,
Oh man.
and it means something, and you see, tears of happiness and tears of, of the memory and the heartache, and it's just a mix of emotions. And so Rocky, the guy that started it, he does the presentations by memory. So he learns, he makes a speech in the presentation. He can recite it off memory. About 2 years ago, he wasn't able to make our annual ride, and just logistically just didn't work out because he does all the chapters and does all the readings for the family. So I took the responsibility and decided that I was going to read them because no one else really was up for it. It was like someone's going to do it, but you would rather have someone willing to do it. And I came up with my own way to kind of memorize it because I didn't want to do it off a piece of paper. I didn't want it to feel. I want to feel more personal.
Yeah.
And I did not realize how emotionally taxing, the 2-3 months leading up to memorize, 8 different KIAs and their family and their life from birth to death, and and then learning how they inspired people after they died and how the family kept on going. And I didn't really how I came about it is I just learned about the people as much as I can, talk to families, talk to friends, and just learned about them in a way that I could just talk about them like as if I knew them and was friends. And it can, like I said, it can be emotionally taxing, but at the same time, you can see what it means to the families. And there's actually families that will just email me and call me and just ask me how am I doing. And it's odd. I might never have met them, but me giving a 15-20 minute presentation, I guess it means I'm doing a good job because a lot of them almost welcome me into their family. Man,
that is fantastic. In case you are just joining us, we have Dan Rayas, president of the Illinois chapter of the Tribute to the Troops. He's here on the morning sound off. Now, Dan, there's also you also do some other work with the Chicago Blackhawks organization. Is that right?
Yeah. So I play on the Chicago Blackhawks Warriors. It's a team of all disabled veterans, and it's partially sponsored by the Chicago Blackhawks.
Very nice, man. So how often do you do that with the Warriors, the Chicago Blackhawks Warriors?
So during the week, or sorry, not during the week, during the actual hockey season, we practice every Saturday.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
And when does that kick off? When does the season officially kick off for that?
Last week was our third practice.
Okay.
And tomorrow, which will be Thursday, so I guess when this air, I'll already be in Vegas. But yeah. I'm going to Las Vegas to do the National Warrior Classic, which is a tournament of all the Warrior teams across the nation coming together and, duking it out.
That is cool. That is really cool. So what do you play? What's your position on the Warriors?
Defense.
Okay, yeah. And have you been playing hockey your whole life, or how long have you been playing hockey?
I played a little when I was a kid, not much, and then right before I left for the Army, my sister started dating this guy that was into hockey, and now he's my brother-in-law, and we just got along really well, and he got me into hockey, and then so when I came back, we jumped right back into it, and so I've been playing aggressively and steadily for, I guess, the last 4.5 years.
Man, that is really cool. You get to practice on the same arena or the same, what do you call it, the ice rink, I guess, as the Blackhawks play?
Yeah, we play once a year in the United Center. Yeah. We've also been welcome to play at the Ice Hogs, which is their AHL, Rockford Ice Hogs, and the Chicago Wolves.
Right. Yeah.
Last year, we got to skate around with the Blackhawks during the day before the Winter Classic, which was cool out in Notre Dame.
Yeah, that is cool. Very cool. So when you play other teams, are these other teams that are veterans or disabled veterans, or just other hockey teams in general?
We do fundraisers where we play other teams. Like we've played the Chicago Fire Department and Chicago Police Department hockey teams. We've played college teams. The Blackhawks have an alumni team, which is all former Blackhawks players.
Wow.
We'll do a scrimmage against them. And those are fundraisers and stuff like that to keep, because hockey's expensive. Ice is not. Yeah, ice is not cheap. The team covers all of our jerseys, and they get us bags and ice time. So you don't pay to play on the team. It's all run by donations. The coaching staff and all the coach, the assistant coach, the people that run the fundraising tables and all that stuff. Everybody's volunteer. A lot of the players, such as myself, we try to even organize our own fundraiser. Like I started a charity concert in January that will be on our 3rd year, so try to raise money for the team that way.
Now, what's that? What's the charity concert about?
So I, with my association with Tribute to the Troops and Blackhawks Warriors, I started a charity concert. It's the Sunday before Martin Luther King, and it's in Rosemont at a place called Joe's Live, and we'll have two bands play, and it's just for everybody to come, and we just raise money that way. We do a bunch of raffles and stuff like that.
Very cool. Hey, when that time gets closer, definitely reach out to us, and we'll post it up. We'll promote it for you. We'll help spread the word for that next fundraiser. So that sounds like a good time, because that's definitely.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, that would be really cool. So there you have it, folks. Now, if people were interested in either the Tribute to the Troops or the Chicago Blackhawks Warriors, what's the best way to get in touch with you, or to get more information about any of those programs?
So if you want to reach out to Tribute to the Troops, you can go to tributetotroops.org. And then all of our chapter links and the national link are on there. You can also look up Tribute to the Troops Illinois on Facebook, and all the chapters have a Facebook page. As far as Blackhawk Warriors, you can look them up. It's blackhawkwarriors.com, and then the Facebook site, if you look up Chicago Blackhawks Warriors, you can reach out through there. A lot of the communications and stuff, my email and messaging, Facebook or through the website, I'll be able to get back to it.
Very cool. Yeah, very nice. So, man, there you have it, folks. Now, one last question that I got for you. Now, this is pertaining to the hockey part. Before a game, right? Before you call them a game, right? A match, game.
Yeah.
When you guys are in the locker room, is it quiet, or do you got music playing, or do you have your own song that gets you prepared? You know what I mean? Right before the match, like is there that certain song that pumps you up or that gets you ready? What is that song?
I would actually have to say Slipknot and The Devil and I will get my head, will get my blood pumping, and I'll be ready to go. And
right on.
A locker room full of hockey veterans, or veterans that are playing hockey, it's far from quiet and far from PR friendly.
Oh, no shit. If you can, now this is if, all right, if you ask the rest of your team if at one time you could actually send me a clip of the pregame, like just the 10 seconds, if that, just to kind of see, because I know, back in the day when I used to play football, and even, I'm retired from rugby, but I know before a match it was intense, and different teams get prepared in different ways. So I've always wondered about hockey. So yeah, if there's a time where, in the future that you could just get a quick shot, of course, you got to get everybody's permission, but I think that would be very interesting for people to see what goes on, the pre-match rituals. So that'd be
I'll
really
definitely
cool.
do that.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we just had Dan Rayas from the Tribute to the Troops organization, as well as a defensive man from the Chicago Blackhawks Warriors. You could reach him by going to the site tributetothetroops.org or the Facebook page of the Chicago Blackhawks Warriors. We want to wish him all the best. He is doing some great things out there for our veterans. And again, if you want to reach out to them, definitely reach out to their site and catch some of their fundraisers that's being sponsored throughout the year. So there you have it, folks. Any final thoughts to share with the world there, Dan?
Well, and I think I might have missed this. So Tribute to the Troops, besides for the family visits and all that stuff, all the money that is raised because we're also like the Warriors, we're just all volunteers. We start a child education fund, so the children of someone that was lost in the military, we start an education fund to try to help that person or that child carry on the legacy of their loved one. And then we've also had it where if the child got sick, or and the family wasn't able to keep up with the medical bills, we turn that education fund into a medical fund. So all the donations and support really can go a long way.
That is incredible. Dan, thank you so much for joining the show today, and good luck to you and all that you do, and good luck to the season, the upcoming hockey season with the Chicago Blackhawks Warriors, and we'll be keeping an eye on you guys.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, there you have it, folks. That's Dan Rayas. Don't forget to tune in tonight for the Friday Night Roundtable show. And again, back on Monday morning, we started all over again with the Monday morning sound off. So this is the Spaniard. Remember everyone deployed on this Friday, and remember to tune in for the rest of the show that BlackSheep Bravo has to offer. And thanks for tuning in, not for tuning out. And as always, keep it tight. This is the Spaniard out.